Hello. So I wanted to do a video. I'm not doing a live because I want to put it on multiple platforms. But anyway, I wanted to do a video talking about. I talk a lot about building your dream life, and I'm sure many of you out there are thinking, "What the fuck is she talking about? Like, what dream life?" So, in the larger scheme of what we want our lives to look like, especially in the long term, right? Because I think we overestimate what we can do in a day and we underestimate what we can do in, let's say, a year. So I think we sell ourselves short in how much change we can make and transformation in a relatively short period of time when day to day maybe it feels like the work isn't adding up. So there is the larger picture and really dreaming big and thinking about like 10 years and then working backwards. So let's say 5, then 3 years, and then closer to 90 days or 30 days, what you want your life to look like in terms of your relationships, your career, just your day to day, your hobbies, etc. And this is some of the work I do with my clients, especially initially, just mapping out that vision. I bring that up because I talk a lot about this, and yet day to day life can be a cluster. And the way to really feel fulfilled and happy every day is to embrace, well, maybe not embrace, because I hate toxic positivity, but to understand that life is completely unpredictable and imperfect, and to know that the bad moments are going to pass, and really digging deep into that mindfulness, the mind body connection to really pull yourself out of negative swirls, patterns, the rabbit hole. I'll give a couple examples recently. So, as many of you may know, I took a vacation, my first really long vacation, traveling solo with my 2 young children. That was pretty brave, I would say, but I survived. But it was fun. And then, of course, coming back from vacation can often be like a slap in the face because you're in a la la land. And so my first moment of stress was when my 1 year old was going berserk uncontrollably in a public bathroom in the airport. She was going to fall off the changing table. And I breathed and I thought to myself, this too shall pass. Like, this is just a moment in time, and I don't need to freak out and make myself miserable. And I bring up this small story because I think it's important to realize that the small moments are what actually build our perception, our experience of how we are living life, experiencing life. So just keep that in mind when trying to maybe not sweat the small stuff, because it's these small moments in time that can actually make us really miserable. So that was one snapshot. And then the next moment came when I have a new nanny starting today. She texted me right as the plane was going to take off saying, "Oh, I need to talk to you and let you know about some stuff that happened to me." And I thought, "Oh God, here we go. We're starting with a new nanny. Like, please just let her, please let her start tomorrow. I have a busy week." And because today I'm working clinically, so especially today, like I cannot be without childcare. And so I thought to myself, okay, I can spend the next 2.5 hours on this flight where I have no access to talk to her, catastrophizing and assuming that she's not coming tomorrow. Or I can decide to just compartmentalize it, put it aside, and figure it out when I talk to her. So I thought, all right. And I actually did that. The old me, the pre-coaching me, I would have spent the entire 2 hours obsessing, like catastrophizing, about how she wasn't coming, then making a very detailed plan as to how I was going to deal with it. Like, did I need to call and cancel work, etc. And I would have spent all of this time and energy on something that didn't need all that. So we really have to be mindful and be picky about the way in which we use our brains. That's a topic for another time, but this is also just an example of a small moment where you can make a choice and not drain yourself and actually be well and be okay. Okay, so the next moment that hit was um I get to the parking garage where I'd made a note on my notes app that I had parked in 305 of P4. And I go to 305 in P4, right where my car was. It's not there. And I go into my car's app to find the car. It's not syncing. It's not linking. It's saying the door is unlocked, can't be found, this and that. And I thought, oh my God, this is what happened. I was frazzled, and I, like with the two kids, the 1-year-old was like crying, and I probably left the door wide open, and somebody just stole my car. And I thought, oh, great. And I wasn't really worried about the stolen car per se, because I thought, I can file, insurance will pay for a certain amount and then move on. But how was I going to get my kids home from the airport? Their 2 car seats, for example, were gone. So how exactly was I going to find a way? And I thought, well, all right, I'll figure this out. But let me not catastrophize. So I thought, all right, let's just assume my car's not stolen. I did feel a moment of panic, and I decided, I'm like, I'm just going to assume my car's not stolen until I have exhausted resources, like all resources, to figure this out. So then I call the car company, like through the app, and I said, I don't know, I cannot find my car. And he's like, uninstall the car app and reinstall it. I said, okay. And then I thought, you know what if there's a chance that I was on a higher floor in the same spot and I just wrote the wrong number in my notes app because I was in a rush? So I thought, all right, let me just check before I freak out. I'm just going to be calm. Like, I don't have to freak myself out. And lo and behold, my car was there. So this is another example, though, of how I chose not to freak the fuck out. I mean, okay, I was on the border, but I chose not to spoil my day over this, not to drain my energy. Hence, I felt well, and I felt good about that. All right, but I'm not done yet. So vacation's over. Then I get a message from this lady who helps drive my older one to school that she's had a close COVID contact. I'm thinking, alrighty, well, this throws a wrench in tomorrow. And then I thought, well, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And I have it figured out. The world is not coming to an end. It's fine. And I felt calm. I felt centered. But the other thing I want to mention too is that sometimes shit just sucks. Okay. Like, it's hard being a working mom. It's hard coordinating childcare. It is hard getting the kids to school. And then let's say you have some personal drama, some family drama, some other bullshit on top of that. It is hard. Okay. And so let's just all acknowledge that, yeah, like, this usual person isn't going to be driving my son this week. That sucks, but I'm going to figure it out. And the world is not coming crashing down. It's totally going to be okay. Like, maybe this week is going to be a little harder than other weeks, but it's going to be a blip on the radar eventually. There's no point in me wasting energy and wasting time and wallowing in it, but actually just accepting it and knowing that maybe this isn't my best week, but it's definitely not my worst either. So this is a snapshot of like 24 hours of just putting out whatever, like little flames, if you will. I wouldn't say a full fire, dealing with things and doing it in a manner where you don't feel depleted. You know, you got this. Like, you're falling back on yourself. You know that the answers are within you. You're going to figure it out no matter what. And having that certainty and that sense of peace will buy you so much contentment and happiness. I promise. So if you like this, okay, a couple things. One, my podcast is finally coming out on Wednesday. I have not figured out the link yet, but I will be posting it all over the place. Check it out. I have 2 episodes, and I'm super pumped to be doing this. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a little over a year, and I finally got my ass to do it. So that's cool. Check that out. And then the other thing I was going to say is, if you're feeling bold, book a call with me and let's get started on this powerful work, because we have no time to lose. Okay? It's time to freaking get out of survival mode, get out of any misery and pain, and get you into your best fucking life. And I will help you do that. I promise. So hop on a call with me, Priyanka Naik, MD, coaching.as.me. That's PRIANCANAIK, MD, coaching.as.me. And we will get started. I guarantee you results. All right. Thanks for tuning in.